Hey guys, this is Tony with Inner Geek Designs. Today I'm back with another Affinity design tutorial. Today I want to talk about the gradient tool and how to use it. What we can use for in shapes, what we can use it for in different ways. So let's go over that tool and how to use that tool a little bit. It's a little bit different than some other places, but overall I think it's a good change of how to use it, so let's hop into it. Alright. So here we got some shapes in Affinity. We're also in the vector layout, just so everyone knows. So there's a couple ways we can make gradients in this. If they all work the same, just some give you a little bit more control than others. So over here is our gradient tool. It's under the fill tool. I really like how this works. So we could select this, and now we have over here, we have contacts, we have fill. We have a type. What are we doing? I want to do a linear. That's going to change us to a gradient. As you can see, it changes to a gradient. Now we have these lines over here. This is actually your control for the gradient tool. It'll let you move it how you want it, change how you want it, how far, your choke. Also your chokes here as well. This is a little bit more minutia of it. And then say if I need another line item here, like I want to make a 3-point gradient. I just hit here. Now I have a new point. But what happens when I want to change this color? We click this little swatch up here. Now we have our full gradient up here. So I select this node here. I can go here and change the color. I can change it based on whichever slider I want to choose from. Or if I have specific colors, I can eyedrop them. For this one, I'm going to do some CMYK slides just to make it a little easier on my life. I'll make this purple and I'll make it full cyan, just for it to be a little bit dramatic. This middle node, let's make this a nice orange color. So do that, we'll add yellow. We'll choke the magenta a little bit. And then this pink one, we'll make this a nice green, just so we can see the drasticness of these, how they work. So, now that this is done and I have this selected, I can still move this however I want. As you can see, I can slide this however I want. And now I have these two nodes here, these two little handles. These will allow me to slide how full that, or how much that choke is between those. So say if I want a good metal look, I'll kind of choke that like that. And then maybe I want to move this a little bit like this. So we can rotate it. We can rotate it based on whatever point it is. And we can invert it. All really simple and easy to use. Let's go over to this circle, and let's make this circle, and let's go through some of the different gradients we have as a choice. So let's go a different way. Let's just hit the swatch over here that has our fill. Over here is your fill selection. You can choose whatever one of these you want. For right now, we're going to go to gradient. Now you see it hasn't selected over here. That's fine. We're still seeing the solid. Let's click here. Now it's added. Now I want to make a 3-point, but I want to change this. I want to change this to eclipse. As you can see, that's changing how it works. It's almost like a circle. Let's do radial. Radial's the same thing. Or we can do conical. So this works like it's 1 point, rotates. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We use a gradient tool. These are all pretty similar. But let's say I realize I don't need this middle point. I'm going to select this middle point and I'll hit delete. And now as you can see, we only have 2 points. So I'm going to hit this gradient tool. And as you can see, with elliptical, we are working a little bit different than normal. We're actually working at a spherical point, as you can see. And I can actually modify these. So say I want the intensity to come down, I can change that. And I love how this works. It works so simple, so seamlessly. And the same thing also with radial, except radial is just 1 point. I love it. So easy, so simple to use. We can also do this to strokes. Great feature to have. Also be able to add it and change your strokes. So let's go over to this triangle. As you can see, we go to our stroke selection. We can go to gradient. Same thing. Select one of these points. And now we have it. Double click, we can add a point. To make this just a weird ass color just so we can see how it looks. Looks great. Elliptical, we can do the same thing. Conical, we could do the same thing. Looks crazy, looks trippy as always. But this is a great tool to use. The gradient tool is very simple, very straightforward to use. I really don't know how much to explain it. We can also change the top point. That really doesn't change much on this, but these are just a tool you should try to play and learn how to fiddle with. There's more stuff you can do with this, of course. A tip I would always give anyone about a gradient. This just goes for any software, period. If you want a gradient to go to, say, the color or fill to transparency, my rule of thumb always is, let's take this point. So I'm gonna take this point. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go select this blue. So it looks like a solid right now. I'm gonna take this opacity and turn it down to 0. So now this actually has a middle, as you can see, a transparent middle. Now, why did I do this over just making it that white that went to and turn that into transparency 0? There's a couple things that are going to happen when you do this. You'll have a more soft transition of color. And say if you do something like a harsh black to white, you will actually get in the middle of the gradient on most softwares, you'll get a middle gray that looks muddy. It looks kind of gross. So this makes it a softer transition and an easier transition for the software to do. Also helps if you add like a opacity of a layer effect as well. It makes it smoother as well. This little tip and trick will honestly save you a bunch of time with gradients. I'm making them look a lot smoother and a lot better. So get into Affinity, play around with the gradient tool, break it so you can learn it. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, like and comment down below and tell me what tool you'd like to learn next in Affinity. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.